Grimmage at the plate now. Now, to be effective, you got to mix your pitch types and speed. Here's what we've seen from this pitch. This one's grounded to second. Picked up by Zobrist. Throws on to first. Side is retired. So Matt Moore heads to the dugout. He continues to dominate through 3 innings of work. And we'll see the Rays coming up next. And it's Sean Rodriguez to lead us off. Last night, Rays losing. Well, you could say they are anti-dustbuster mode. No sweeps. They'll try and grab the third of 3 here against the Marlins. He waved at that breaker and misses, and an 0-1 count. So you take a look back, that performance, not a good one.
Losing by 4 runs, the pitching has to do a better job of containing the other team's offense.
Gary, the base runner now on after that walk. That's the tying run in this game, so they've got to be very careful right here.
Strike one. Moore gets him swinging. You know, the manager is not thrilled about this one. If a guy gets on, he beats you with a base hit, okay. But, boy, you've helped their cause.
And the pitcher
They're going to try for a double steal. And it's fouled away. Foul! Got him. Out number 1 here in the 7th inning. And you know he's looking ahead and feeling pretty good about it.
And with good reason. He hasn't given up a run yet, and he's got to be gaining confidence.
Strike 1. It's going to be Taylor. Struck out swinging last time. Strike started off the at-bat 0-1.
Gary, listen, he's made pitches. They've had a few base runners on against him, no question about it. They've gotten a few hits. But he's been able to keep them from putting hit after hit after hit together. He's kept them off the scoreboard and let his defense do their work.
And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring position, Steve, to get this thing knotted.
Well, the pitcher's got to find a way to retire this hitter and not let this run score.
Clutch at bat here. And this at bat already 0-1. First pitch was a strike. Pitch on the way. Swung on, hit in the air to right center. That's one away. Ruth Solanic headed for third. The throw gets in there in time. He is safe at third. And in the batter's box, it's Guzman. 0 for 1 thus far. And Mayberry's batting. He'll be the pinch hitter.
Well, you can't blame the manager here playing the percentages, bringing in the right-handed hitter against his lefty.
Now he swings, hits this one high in the air, deep left center field, and it's gone. Miami takes the lead. Great turnaround for them. A 2-run homer. They lead by a 1. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen. Big inning for the Marlins right here. They needed this. They got it, and now they're going to see if they can't tack on some more runs.
And starts him out here. Swing, shoots this one towards the gap, right center. In there, and this is going to be trouble. He's going to head for the plate. There's the throw.
Now he's surrendered 3 straight hits. He's got to bounce back and get this guy. He needs an out. This is a make-or-break moment in this game. Time for some decisive pitching.
This is a tight spot for the pitcher. You really got to bear hot shot towards the hole. RBI scores as he comes in. And the second run comes through. And at second base, he's tagged out. Anthony up now. And they've not had to struggle here at the plate in this game. They just keep building on this lead.
Well, they're starting to pull away right now, Gary. I mean, 3-run lead in the ninth inning. Every additional run takes that much more pressure off your pitcher.
Good hard slider that time. He's in control in the count now, 0-2. Sometimes we talk about these being insurance runs, but they're not really. What you're doing are putting up runs that he has the support of the home fans right now. He's their first chance here in the bottom half of the ninth. They're hoping he can get something started. And out on the mound, we'll see Josh Lindblom as Miami brings him in to close. And the bottom of the ninth starts with a strike.
Well, like right now, they're looking to get a couple guys on and see if they can't get somebody to hit one out of the ballpark right here. So base runner's the key. Do not run into outs. Be conservative on the bases. You're down 3.
Taps this one foul off to the left. Good slurve that time, but it's called a ball, 1-2.
Well, this broke a little bit too much out of the zone right here for a ball, but he's
line shot into center field. That looks like a single.
We talk about a guy who's swinging it right now as good as anybody. That's his 3rd hit of the ball game thus far. Let's see if this can mount a rally with nobody out.
Now here is Ben Zobrist. He has hit .239 lifetime off Miami. Fastball in there for a called strike. Here's a swing and a line drive. That gets down. The tying run coming up.
Well, this is one of those self-defense swings right there on that pitch coming inside. On him, it jammed him, but give him credit. He's on base with a hit.
Doobie is the batter now. Grounded out last time. It's going to be Santiago Casilla on the mound as Miami brings him in to close. First pitch was a strike, 0-1 now. Swing and a soft grounder towards second, and he's up with it. Over to second for 1. On to first, safe. Can't get the back end of that one.
Well, they needed that one. That's the first out. They need to try to limit the damage in this inning and hold on to that lead. With 2 runners on base and a chance for a big inning, they're going to the pinch hitter, trying to see if they can't generate some offense this inning.
Well, working on the 0-1 count now. Oh, and 1 offering from Casilla. Good eye right there. Desmond Jennings, it's an even count. Curveball just off the black, and it's 2-1. The runner's heading home. Strike 2. And he's going to be tagged out at the plate. Wow, you got to wonder about that one. They have cost themselves a very big run. Brings that curveball just about at him, but it's full. Three-two on the way. Swung on and missed, and this game's history.
A tough loss here for this crowd today, but boy, do they see some kind of pitching performance from the visiting team.
Now it's time to present our player of the game.
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter how many hits you get, but it's when you get them. And that's how this game was decided. The one big hit of the entire game, and it's easy to see why we singled him out as the player of the game.
And, Steve, they're able to put this one away in the record books. This is a good victory.
Hey, anytime you can go on the road and beat another major league team, you've got to consider yourself fortunate.
So, for Steve Phillips and John Kruk, I'm Gary Thorne. Thank you for joining us, and we'll
It's week 3 of June, and we have a good matchup on tap. We'll see the Miami Marlins as they play against the Boston Red Sox. It's the MLB on 2K Sports.
June baseball. Does it get any better than this? Hi, everybody. Gary Thorne, Steve Phillips, John Kruk, and away we go. When you have a guy like Dustin Pedroia in your offensive arsenal, you got to love the potential of what we'll see in this game. The fans here at Fenway, always full, always excited. Yet another packed house today. Let's take a look at Boston's starting. Steve, I'm wondering, what do you think of the strategy he's going to have going up against this Miami lineup?
Well, the good right-handed pitcher on the mound right here facing this lineup that can score some runs. It's going to be critical for him to keep the ball down to the zone and pitch to his capabilities. If he does that, he should have success.
We'll take a moment to look at the Marlins lineup and our scouting report. John, who are we watching for today?
Well, he's not the same Russell Martin as he was a few years ago when he was a perennial all-star, but he still can be a factor at the plate. And for a catcher, Russell Martin has good speed. He can even beat out an infield single and steal a base for you.
Lotka up now. Will you wait the first pitch? He deals. Really tries to lay into that first pitch, but he misses 0-1. It's the Miami Marlins. Coming off a win, and you love to get that second game in a 3-game series. They're now up 2-0 against Boston. That swung on, line towards the gap in left center. Well, that's a good start. First batter, first hit. Here's a look at how the Red Sox will line up defensively. And how do you like who's out there, John?
Well, Carlos Beltran to me is a guy that I love just to watch run. Regardless of the fact that he's a great defender, he has a strong throwing arm and a very accurate throwing arm. Just that long stride he has from those extremely long legs, he covers so much ground in such a short amount of time.
Grimmage is the batter now.
Puts a little pressure on the defense and on the pitcher right now. Speed at first base, tie game. You've got to hold them close, but you can't be distracted. You still have to go after the hitter.
And there's the second out of double play. Here's a look, 4-6-3 on the double play.
That's the way they teach you, whether you're at second base or shortstop. Run fluid motion, get it out of the glove, and get rid of it.
2 outs in the box, Michael Morse.
I don't know if you got a chance to see his last ball game, but he picked up 2 hits in that one. Swung the bat well.
And that's the third out. That'll do it. So no runs on 1 hit and nobody left on. And the Red Sox getting ready to start this one off. Now we'll take a look at the starting pitcher for Miami. Steve, we'll be watching how he approaches this Boston lineup.
A pretty even matchup right here. Quality right-hander against a quality lineup. And oftentimes we say good pitching beats good hitting. We'll see if that prevails in this one.
Pedroia hits this one. He dives. He's up with it. And he gets there in time, and that will be an infield single. We've got a moment to check out that lineup for the Red Sox. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, Jacoby Ellsbury proved he can be a 30-30 threat with his speed and his power. We always knew he was a great defender. Now the offense is matching up. He's one of the most complete players, and he's going to be an MVP candidate every year he plays.
Kalish will look for something to hit now as he stands in. 0-1 count as that started off with a strike.
Now, if you didn't get a chance to see his last game, he picked up a couple of RBIs in that one. Swing of the bat.
Here's the pitch. Good hard sinker that time, in control on the count now. 0-2.
Well, he got a little over anxious on that last sinker and swings and misses.
Swung on and ripped towards second. Over to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. Not quick enough on the relay.
They get the lead runner at second base, but I think they would have liked to have gotten 2 right there. The trouble right now just getting on base for him, just 12 hits in his last 48. Now, since the start of June, has slid into a slump, but he just can't seem to get things going again. He needs to stay back, let the ball come to him a little bit, and think about going back up the middle.
And there's 1. Back to first, not in time. 1-2, won't get it.
Well, they get the lead runner at second base, but I think they would have liked to have gotten 2 right there.
Here's Ellsbury taking off. He is safe at second base.
Oh, he had a great jump right there, great acceleration. They couldn't get him with the throw.
That's a great secondary lead that allowed him to get in easily. Pauses, and now the 1-0. Fastball runs inside. That'll dust him off a little.
Be a successful major league pitcher, you cannot be afraid to pitch inside. That's a good example of it right there. Look out.
Well, he couldn't keep that under control. Hit a guy and put him on base. And we've got a brief moment now to see how Miami will shape up defensively.
Well, defensively, as a unit, they need to do all the basics. Make the routine plays. Don't allow them to get extra bases.
Here's a swing and a fly ball. Goes foul. Leaves that one alone. It's a ball. Lars Anderson has an even count. Here it comes. Nice reflexes there to keep that one under control. That one was in the dirt. Fouled off. 2-2. Curve that misses. 3-2.
That curveball inside right there. Pretty good pitch, but if he leaves it over the plate, he's going to get hurt.
Hit in the air to center field. And that's going to be a base hit for Anderson. And Ellsbury comes in to score.
A good piece of hitting and great piece of base running right there, Gary. I wasn't sure he was going to make it, but now he's on second.
That's a great asset right there to be able to exploit opportunities offensively, and that's what he's done.
And credit the base coach for knowing where the players were positioned on the field to allow him to get in there.
We've got Lavarnway here. Now, Steve, they've got the edge right now. They're getting some big runs at an important part of the game, trying to salt it away early.
Well, it's a nice job here, jumping out in front early. Getting that production really helps change the strategy of the game, changes the pitches and the at-bats.
Swings and misses the slider, 0-1. Steve, when you talk about production getting going early, the bats are working. Your pitcher also has more confidence.
And it really changes the approach of the manager, giving him the ability to be more aggressive on the bases.
Throws to first, side is retired. Nice way to get things started. The Red Sox lead 1-0. Cleanup batter due up next. And Mayberry batting. He's going to get us started. Second inning. And he swings and hits this one foul. Oh, what a drive. He smashed it. This one to Ellsbury. Didn't have a problem getting over there in time.
Well, the National League has some real tough teams, guys. Here where the Miami Marlins sit right now. First in walks, first in runs, and they're ranked third in triples. That speed pays huge dividends. Taking that extra base, being on third base instead of second base is a major difference in scoring runs.
Kingray is batting. It's fouled away. Oh! And that's another foul ball. Swing and a miss on the cutter that time. 2 down.
You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
Anthony at the plate.
Okay, that's his 4th walk we just saw right there. And I think that this would classify as being effectively wild. He's getting the outs that he needs.
And, Steve, it's going to be a good day indeed if you can get away with the walks and still be on the winning side. This one's pretty well hit to deep left center. And he meanders over to put runners on the move. The first run's in easily. Grimmage at the plate. Steve, let's take a look and see how the pitcher's done today.
You know, you change the hitter's eye level, you move the ball around, and you just cannot catch up to that high pitch. And they're just underneath everything. They're getting a lot of fly ball outs.
Well, working on the 0-1 count now. Swung on line to right center field. And that one to fall in, and the run will score.
They tried to go down with that 0-1 pitch, but it gets blasted right back for the base hit.
But the way he went after that in the box, Steve, it looked like he might have been guessing down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to make contact behind him and count. He got a pitch over the heart of the plate and took advantage of it.
2 outs in the box, Michael Morse. Well, it's a little bit of redemption here, Steve, but you got to wonder if the hurdle's going to be too much.
We just saw a good piece of hitting right there. I mean, down as many runs as they were, he sent a message to the pitcher and to his teammates. They're just not going to go down without a fight.
That strike will run the count 0-2 for Acevedo. Well, it was a big mountain, Steve, that they had to overcome, and all of a sudden that mountain looks a whole lot lower.
That's just good baseball they're playing. Keep the pressure on and see what happens. Play all 9 innings. Let's see what happens when they play this pitch.
Flew out last time. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Swings and misses at the fastball. 0-1.
I fooled him right there. That two-seam fastball has to be down in the zone to be effective.
Morse is stealing. There's a swing and a shot. High, deep, straightaway center field. And a great catch by Ellsbury. Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen. Well, they win a great one here today, Gary, and it's all because of the pitching. Outstanding pitching, really.
And we take a look at a performance that today earned our Player of the Game award.
Well, you talk about a guy who had the power swing working in this one. The slugging percentage is going to go through the roof.
And Steve, they're able to win this game rather handily. A little bit of home. McGillberry now digging a hole as he comes to the plate. Well, Marlins coming in off a loss, and the focus for them reversing the trend of the first two, try and prevent the sweep against Toronto. And this at bat already 0-1. First pitch was a strike. Looking at that game, they ran into a buzzsaw of great pitching.
Well, they absolutely did, and all you can really.
Steve, you got to like the odds right here. You get that base hit, and all of a sudden this game changes.
Now, if he hits one over the ball, too, it completely changes the complexion of this game.
They've had to battle back. Here's a chance to get the lead. Well, working on the 0-1 count now.
Well, this lineup really making them work in this inning deeper into the game, and this is where you're a little bit fatigued. And, boy, throwing up over 20 pitches an inning.
0 for 2 thus far. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Swinging from the heels, and he missed it. 0-1.
Well, that's an awfully big hack for such a slow off-speed pitch. Came up empty.
Swung on, hit in the air to right center, and it drops the base hit. A run scores, and so he comes home. That ties the ball game, and he is out at second. They pick up 2-3 hits, Strand. And in the batter's box, it's Laurie. He homered back in the third. And in this tie ball game, taking a look at the pen, we got some double-barreled action.
Well, they've got them both up out there trying to get a sense as to how they feel, how fresh they are, and then make a decision about who to bring in.
He bounced out his last time. And out on the mound, we'll see Josh. Boy, pitcher needs to get an out here. If you don't, you're going to have the potential for a very big inning offensively. Here's your big-time opportunity to put something up on the board. First pitch he let go by, and it was a ball, 1-0. Swings and misses at that off-speed pitch. It's 1-1. Now the 1-1. Plays off that one, just off the black, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Too high that time, and it's 3-1.
Well, no excuse for this. This is something that drives managers and pitching coaches absolutely crazy. You can't throw a strike to the pitcher, and you're in the big leagues? Come on.
The 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Side retired. They get two men in scoring position. Couple of hits. Can't get them home, though. Tied still here in Miami. And we'll have Michael Morse leading it off. Oh for 2 thus far. And he starts him out. Contact. That one high in the air, but that's going to be foul down the right side. Foul ball. Hit in the dirt. Lowry's there. One away.
Well, the National League has some real tough teams, guys. Here where the Miami Marlins sit right now. Third in triples, third in runs. They also show up in the top 5 in home runs in their league. So the power is a major part of this club's offense, that ability to bang it over the wall.
And in the batter's box, it's Guzman. Called out on strikes in his last appearance. It's strike 1. Can't make contact on the fastball.
He says, I'm going to go at him, but I'm going to go at him away so that I can't get hurt. He just runs that fastball by him.
He sends this one in the air towards center. And it's caught by Snyder. That's 2 gone. And Dillon's in the box. He flew out his last time up. That will bring up Russell Martin. He'll be the pinch hitter.
With the base is empty, there's nobody to for a free pass to put the go-ahead run on first base. That's a mistake no matter what inning it is.
It's going to be Taylor. He's going to come on as a pinch hitter. Lined hard down the left field line. It's a fair ball headed into the corner for extra bases. Martin is heading home. There's the throw. That's going to break the tie. They lead by 1. Out at third as they tag him. They pick up a run on 1 hit. Nobody left. Marlins jump out ahead in this one. And here's Yanel Escobar to lead it off.
Well, you have to figure coming in off the bench a little bit. You want to see a pitch or two, but when you get it, you got to be aggressive. See if you can do something to get on base and get a rally started.
D'Antona gets the call to come in and take the baseball as the Marlins bring in their reliever, and the 8th inning starts with a strike.
Look, I think they got to look at anything they can. If there's an inside pitch, get hit by the pitch, get on base, you're the tying run. If you can, lay down a bunt for a base hit. Hit one in the gap. Think about going for 2. Put yourself in scoring position.
Good looking fastball. Called the ball though. 2-1.
Well, that pitch right there just seemed to get away from the pitcher, took off on him. Looked like he tried to overthrow that a little bit.
Escobar makes contact, fouls it away. He delivers. Swinging a high bouncer to second. And Guzman picks it up. One away. And we look at the standings in the Eastern Division, brought to you by State Farm. All-Star break not far off. First place, the Marlins. Second place, the Braves. Nationals in third. Fourth place, the Phillies. And down in last place, the Mets. Thames at the plate. Base hit his last time. Trying again here, just 1 for 3. Three thus far. And Mayberry batting. He's got. Come on as a pinch hitter.
They're going to go to the pinch hitter in this situation, trying to get that big hit.
Swinging a drive, deep left center. Rodriguez is there, and he meanders over to put it away. So 2 down now, runner holding at first.
The center fielder has a good angle to run this one down. He calls off the left fielder. Great catch.
Anthony at the plate now. Well, he's running, taking off for second to left center. And that's the third out. That'll do it. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand it. And if you're just joining in, and Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Crunk bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. Jose Bautista now will stand in. He'll start us out here in the last inning of regulation. Swings and grounds this one to the right side. Foul. Jose Bautista watches that one go by. A ball evens the count.
Well, coming down to the wire right here, it's do or die time. You need base runners. Get somebody on. If you get the leadoff man on, it allows you to move them up with a bunt. The sacrifice bunt, you can get them on, get them over, and get them in. This is a critical situation.
And this will hop over the wall for an automatic double.
Now this pitch just cuts right over the heart of the plate. The hitter handled it perfectly.
That's one of those where you've given in by making a bad pitch and really made it much easier for the hitter.
Yeah, he's better than that. Bear down.
Dean is going to come in and run here. It's going to be Santiago Casilla on the mound as Miami brings him in to close. That's a foul ball. And Laurie watches that one inside for a ball.
Trying to throw it in on the hitter's hands right here. Trying to get him to flinch and open up. He just laid off the pitch, didn't get the strike.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brett Laurie. He is struck out.
With 2 strikes, the hitter wanted the fastball. He got it, but didn't do anything with it.
And an opportunity to capitalize with an RBI for Travis Snyder. And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring positions. Swung on and a grounded to first. And he steps on first. That's the second out.
Well, he gets the man over to third base, but with 2 outs now, it doesn't help much, but at least 90 feet closer to scoring. Well, it's a luxury for the manager having a lefty coming off the bench like this guy. They go to him here, hoping it's the right move against the right-handed pitcher.
Ball 1 to begin this at bat, 1-0. Ready with a 1-0. The curve is in the strike zone, even at 1. Swing and a miss, and a ball off the plate. Ball and 2 strikes.
That two-seam fastball away is just screaming to be hit on the ground as the hitter opens up. Awfully tough to hit with that kind of movement.
Line drive. That's foul towards first. And that's a fly ball. That could do it. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
A lot of fun to call this game. Enjoyable play on the field. The Marlins pulling out a win in a very good ball game.
So the honor is ready to be handled out. Our player of the game, a very deserving candidate.
One big hit that can change the difference of a ball game, and that's what happened today. This hitter came up with that big clutch hit, so he's our obvious choice for player of the game.
And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game.
Anthony batting now, and he's got a shot with the bases loaded.
They can really open up this game now with a big hit.
Pitcher wants this big hit more than anyone, and that's going to do it in this half inning. So Adam Wainwright is heading off to the dugout. He's pitching well, just 2 runs allowed over 4. He just needs some run support right now. And welcome to those of you just tuning in. 2K. Sports, Major League Baseball. This is Gary Thorne along with Steve Phillips and John Crook. He singled his last trip. It's going to be Taylor. He'll grab a bat and hit here.
It's nice to have somebody coming off the bench that can run a little bit. He can come in and pinch run or
swing and a liner to right center. Into the alleyway. He'll likely get extra bases on this. And around third on his way home. And the run comes in.
Well, what an at-bat right there. You know, you're talking about a guy coming off the bench cold. It's one of the toughest things to do in all of baseball. And he made it look easy.
Anthony is the batter. Well, they've definitely got a rhythm going right now. Each player feeding off. There he goes towards third. And this is hit in the air, foul down the left field line. And there's Holiday for out number 3. So they score once on 2 hits, 1 man left. Leading it off, Yadier Molina. Steve, let's take a look at his pitching performance.
You know, Gary, location means everything, and he's going with a heater. He's not trying.
Here's a swing and a line drive. And Molina's got himself a single. On tap for the Marlins. Series with St. Louis concluding tonight. They've got tomorrow off, and they'll have home field advantage as they take on the Phillies in the bat of Chase Utley. A team that will definitely give them a competitive series. And grounded to Taylor. Over to second for 1. Now over to first and safe at first. Close play, not quite enough time to get him.
Well, he's pitching with a lot of confidence out there right now and been very efficient with his stuff. A hard guy to beat when he's locked in, and he's clearly locked in today.
And Jay stands in to hit. Grounded out his last time through. Steven Strasburg, he's quickly ahead on that. Count goes to 0-2.
But Gary, listen, he's made pitches. They've had a few base runners on against them, no question about it. They've gotten a few hits. But he's been able to keep him from putting hit after.
Lined up the middle. That is in. Going to bring the tying run to the plate. Take a look at the teams who've been hitting with runners in scoring position. Brought to you by State Farm. The Cardinals, number 1. The Cubs in second. Padres. Third. Fourth spot held by the Pirates. It's the Astros, number 5.
Well, the thing as a manager and a hitting coach you look for is, can your guys hit in the clutch? Well, this team right here in this season has been the number 1 team with hitting with runners in scoring position. That's why they score so many runs, and that's why they're one of the more dominant teams that you'll face as a pitcher all season.
D'Antona will be the new pitcher. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins. Good moving cutter, and it's 1-2 now. Oh, and that one runs in and gets him.
Now the ball just sailed away from him, couldn't control it. Now it loads the bases.
Batting Matt Holliday. And he has a real shot now to do some real damage.
But Gary, he wants to get a base hit here, but if he puts it in play, he just has to avoid a double play.
This could be their last chance to get into this game. First pitch was a strike, 0-1 now. That one fouled off by Holliday. And Holliday swings right through that one, strike 3.
That's a big second out right there, holding on to a slim lead. Now he's got a chance to get out of this thing without any major trouble.
Batting here is Asdrubal Cabrera. Now he's the possible go-ahead run at the plate.
But Gary, he's going to look for a pitch that he can drive, something up in the zone to try to hit it deep, possibly over the wall.
Bases are loaded with 2 down. He deals. Oh, my. Is he wild right now? That could be trouble. And he looks at a fastball in there, 1-1. The 1-1. 1-1 pitch, fastball, high, 2-1.
Well, that pitch right there just seemed to get away from the pitcher, took off on him. Looked like he tried to overthrow that a little bit.
Ground ball. And Guzman picks it up. But the throw is wide. He's in there at second. Bad throw. And they score him. And Descalso will settle in. And he needs to come through here with 2 down.
Infield got to play back in this situation and get the out at the easiest base.
Two outs, bases loaded. First pitch to him. Watches that fastball. That goes by him for a strike. Got him swinging with that curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But one of the more difficult pitches to hit in all of baseball is that backdoor breaking ball. When you see a breaking ball leave a pitcher's hand, you're expecting it to break down and in towards you. But this one stayed out on the outside part of the plate. And what a great pitch and a pretty feeble swing.
Hit up the middle. Oh, mercy. Boy, that did not miss him by much, but he got out of the way. 1 run is in. And that's in. They're able to tie it up.
Well, that pitch down and away is the toughest in the game to hit. A perfect pitch from the pitcher. Great piece of hitting.
And keep that in mind. Next time around, we'll see whether or not he changes up and how he throws to this guy. And Mayberry batting. He'll be the pinch hitter.
As the pinch hitter comes into the game now, it officially closes the book on this guy's day.
That's a swing and a hit. Holiday. That's the second out. Our State Farm leaderboard, the teams who have found power during this last month. Number 1, the Marlins. Second, the Dodgers. The Rockies third. The Reds fourth. And the Nationals are fifth.
With this sort of power production, it's tough to pitch around any one hitter in the lineup because it does speak to the power depth that they have throughout the course of the lineup.
Grimmage settles in. Struck out swinging left. Last time. First pitch on the way. There's a swing. Fly ball down the line and left. That'll do it as they put that one away. 3 up, 3 down for Lance Lynn. Up next, Cardinals. Along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, we bring you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. Gallagher's in the box. He's going to start the ninth inning. Still without a hit yet in the game. He'll get another chance here.
Well, they're able to score in their final at bat, Gary, and then shut down the opposition in the bottom half, and a big win in extra innings.
We take a look at our player of the game, delivering the goods for the ball club in this. And you don't often get the bats going on the. Kingray at the plate. Steve, let's take a look at. What he's getting done out there on the mound.
Now they're just pounding it straight down into the ground today, keeping them out in front and off balance, and they just can't seem to lift it.
And it's fouled away. Oh! Now the 0-2. Cole Hamels can waste one if he wants to.
At this point of the game, he's got to be more efficient than what we're seeing right here. Up over 20 pitches in this inning, and he needs to get back in that zone.
And that half inning finished with a strikeout. Take a look down there in the bullpen. They've got a lefty up and throwing.
Well, I don't see him coming in just yet. I mean, with a righty in the on-deck circle, I don't.
Leading it off is Matt Gamble. Marlins lost last night. 3-game series. Maybe give up some momentum. Still trying to go 2-1 against Philadelphia. Oh, he loses control of that one, and that got him.
Yeah, take one for the team. Well, sometimes it's going to leave a mark, and that's definitely going to. The fastball and hurt.
What's he doing to start these hitters out? Let's take a look at how he's beginning.
Gary, he's given up 4 hits in this game. In at bats where he has fallen behind on the first pitch. When he goes 1-0, they seem to get better looks.
Strike one. Hamels got him to swing on that one, 0-1. Looking for a little more success. Last time up, came away with a single off Hamels.
Well, he clearly wasn't fooled by that 12-6 curveball, that kind of big breaker. You've got to be careful not to hang it.
Utley fields it. In time for the out. We hope you can't get enough baseball. There'll be more this Saturday. We'll see Robinson Cano. And the New York Yankees, they take their game to Boston to challenge the Red Sox at Fenway. Going to be starting at 7 o'clock Eastern.
Well, Gary, fans are going to want to tune into that one because I think that's got a chance to be a heck of a ball game.
And it's Russell Martin now. Ground out victim last time through. Last time up, flew out. Here we go. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-1.
Oh, look at that big 12-6 breaking ball right there. That's a tough pitch for any hitter to stay back on. Out in front, swinging early.
Now here's one hit softly up the middle. Here, throws to first, side is retired. So Cole Hamels, he heads to the dugout. He's pitching well and deep into this ball game, but they trail. And it'll be the Phillies. And welcome to those of you just tuning in. 2K Sports, Major League Baseball. This is Gary Thorne along with Steve Phillips and John Crook. And Ruiz settles in. He's going to get us started, 8th inning. Line towards third and foul. And that's another foul ball. D'Antona called on to do the hurling now as the Marlins bring in their reliever.
I'll tell you what, this is one of those decisions you can go either way. He's pitched pretty well to this point, but it is getting late. Do you want to take any chances? Manager decides to go to the pen.
And he fouls off another one. On the way. Oh, tough one to lay off right there, that fastball, 1-2.
Okay, I think they got to look at anything they can. If there's an inside pitch, get hit by the pitch, get on base, you're the tying run.
He sends this one in the air towards center. And it's in there, the tying run on board. All-star break looming large now. We take a look at the Eastern Division race, courtesy of State Farm. Marlins out in front, first place. Second place, the Braves. Third spot, Phillies. Nationals in fourth place. And down in last place, the Mets.
Well, now hitting for the pitcher in this situation, he just has to try to get on base and see if he can't get something going offensively. As much as you'd like to get the runner to second base in this situation, you don't have any speed on first. You can't possibly attempt a stolen base here.
Lined right at the second baseman. Oh, and a great catch. Diving play. Boy, does that help a pitcher out.
I'll tell you, he's leaving everything on the field. Full body extension.
Ward is the batter. Walked in his last plate appearance. Still without a hit yet in the game. He'll get another chance here. Runner at first with one down. Here's the pitch. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Called strike on a fastball, and it's 0-2.
I don't think he likes that call, but when you're diving out over the plate, sometimes that fastball up and in doesn't look like a strike even when it is.
And this is bounced foul to the left side. Oh, and he takes off for second. Fastball in there, struck him out on number 2. Over to second, not in time. He'll be safe. He'll get just one.
Well, that's a big strikeout for the second out of the inning. It tied him up right there. Now the tying run stays it. They need a big base hit. Hey, guys, young, dominant crowd up off in this situation right here. Let's see what the young guy can do. He's got to put the ball in play.
270 lifetime batting average against the Marlins. Dominic Brown swings, no contact, even count.
A two-seam fastball away is just screaming to be hit on the ground as the hitter opens up. Awfully tough to hit with that kind of movement.
Curveball just off the black, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. And here's a called strike on the off-speed pitch.
Well, they're a strike away right now from getting out of this jam and holding on to the lead.
He swings, hits a ball to right field. That's caught. Side is retired. So they pick up a hit, but leave a man at second and fail to score. The Marlins still out in front. Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk, bringing you Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. Grimmage up now. He's going to lead up. Now here's a grounder towards the hole. Now State Farm brings you the teams leading the way in extra base hits for the month. Number 1, the Marlins. Second, the Cardinals. Dodgers third. The Rockies fourth. And fifth best, the Reds. And here is Michael Morse. That one lofted in the air. Brown's there. And he meanders over to put it away. McGilberry now digging a hole as he comes to the plate. He doubled at his last appearance. An out man on first. Here's the first pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. Now it's 2 down.
Well, the National League has some real tough teams, guys. Here where the Miami Marlins sit right now. First in runs, second in walks, and they're the number 2 team in slugging percentage, which goes a long way to driving in runs because it allows you to drive in runners from first base instead of just when they're in scoring position.
And in the batter's box, it's Guzman. He singled his last trip. And starts him out here. Good pitch from Willis. Swung on and missed.
As a hitter with a runner on base, you want to stay aggressive. When you fall behind in the count, it makes it difficult to do that.
Here's the delivery. That's it, foul by Guzman. At the back. There he goes towards second. Guzman fouls off another. Oh, he's trying to steal second. Ground ball up the middle. Throws on to first. Side is retired. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand him. Miami 2, Philadelphia 1. And for those of you catching up with us, hi, I'm Gary Thorne along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And Chase Utley to bat. He's got a .296 career batting average against the Marlins. Fastball just misses, 1-0.
Well, coming down to the wire right here, it's do or die time. You need base runners. Get somebody on. If you get the leadoff man on, it allows you to move them up with a bunt. The sacrifice bunt, you can get them on, get them over, and get them in. This is a critical situation.
Pitch misses, ball 3. Now Chase Utley can afford to watch one if he wants to.
The last thing you want to do as a pitcher is walk the leadoff hitter in any inning. All it can do is set up bad things for the remainder of that frame.
That one fouled off by Utley. Lost him, ball 4. Potential tying run is on.
Well, that one got away from him going up and in right there. I don't think he meant to do it, but give him something to think about at first base.
And Gammel's in the box.
Well, late in the game right here, I mean, you look for mistakes, look for what you can capitalize on. And that walk now is the tying run on base.
Here's the pitch. Gets away from him. Well, he's running, taking off for second. And he's in there at second base.
Here's another look at the steal. He gets to second base sliding in hard.
And he didn't have much of a lead that time off first, but a really good. jump.
Now, sometimes you tip off the pitcher with too big of a lead, so it worked in this situation.
And he's got a chance here with a runner in scoring position, Steve, to get this thing knotted.
Well, the pitcher's got to find a way to retire this hitter and not let this run score.
Clutch at bat here. That one's going to be swung on a miss by Gamble. And with that strike, the count's even.
A lot of times when you try to overswing, a lot of times it slows your bat down. That's what happened here. That's why that two-seamer got by him. Oh!
And another foul ball. Swing and a miss on the breaker, one down.
Oh, Gary, that's a great pitch right there. Great command and control. Hitting his spot down and in. It makes it real tough on the hit.
Alvarez is in the batter's box. On at third is Utley. First pitch on the way. Fastball too low, 1-0. Casilla sets and throws. Runs that one too far inside, goes to 2-0.
That curveball inside right there. Pretty good pitch, but if he leaves it over the plate, he's going to get hurt.
Hit up the middle. And that's in. They're able to tie it up.
Now they could taste the victory. They could taste the post-game spread, but now it's all tied up again. Again, there's a long way to go.
Struck out swinging last time. And the first pitch. Good pitch from Willis. Swung on and missed.
Well, climbing the ladder on him right there. He just throws that fastball right by him up in the zone.
Here's the delivery. And it's fouled off. Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, one down.
Well, K-Cam's going to show us the four-seam fastball here. You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With two strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
It's going to be Taylor. We'll try it again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. And it goes foul. Hit in the air to center field. This one to Victorino. On the run, still comes up with it. And a shot here, Russell Martin, 2 down. He's gone 4 for 8 life. This is quite a jam. He finds himself in here. 2 on, nobody out.
Well, he's got to stop the bleeding right here, Gary. Get
a swing and a fly ball to left center field. That's one away.
Well, it's a big first out right there, but he finds himself still in a jam, in a tie game. It's going to be absolutely critical to be aggressive with the next hitter.
And we're going to see Brown here. Swung on line to right center field. And it falls in. Phillies a chance to score. And that's 2 runs in.
Well, extra innings, you need somebody to step up and win it. That's a clutch at bat right there. Nothing like now putting pressure on the other team, daring them to come back in their bottom half.
And Mayberry batting. He'll grab a bat and hit here.
Well, not hard to understand this one, Gary. You're going to bring in the pinch hitter for the pitcher. Hopefully a guy who can come up with a big hit.
This one's grounded near third, foul. At the belt, Willis kicks and throws. Swing and a miss at that fastball. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, they picked up a big run in the final inning, Gary, and then held the lead, and the visiting team going home happy.
And it's about time to award our players. And Steve, they're able to put this one away in the record books. That's a good victory.
Hey, anytime you can go on the road and beat another major league team, you've got to consider yourself fortunate.
And we hope you've enjoyed today's 2.
We have a Sunday night spectacular in store. It'll be the Miami Marlins as they play the St. Louis Cardinals at Busch Stadium. It's the MLB on 2K Sports.
Hi, everyone. All-Star Game. It's in sight now. We've got Major League Baseball on 2K Sports. John, Gary, and Steve here for a start. Here's the offense for Bud Black. Scrimmage is back. Well, the Marlins with the win last night, and you'll love to get that second game in a 3-game series. They're now smash towards the middle, and Cabrera gloves that one. And now's a good time to take a quick look at how the St. Louis Cardinals will look defensively. Highlights, John, from these fielders.
Well, there isn't a lot of things that Matt Holliday doesn't bring to the table. Is he a great defensive outfielder? He's probably not the best, but what he does do is he gives you 100% effort every single time he's out on the field, and if you're a pitcher, you absolutely have to love the effort he's going to give you every time out.
Botker gets a turn here. And a moment here to see how this pitcher has been mixing up his pitches.
Well, the pitching coach is definitely keeping an eye on how many times he's thrown that sinker. So far, he's leaned towards it too frequently.
You know, John, in addition, I'm not sure why he hasn't gone to the changeup more. I mean, I think we've seen him use it very well in the past. I'm going to be watching for it now, but I think that's where he needs to go.
And he needs to come through here with 2 down.
Infield got to play back in this situation and get the out at the easiest base.
The first pitch shows bunt, didn't offer. It's a strike anyway. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Got the bat on that one. Jay's there. That one's grabbed. Side retired. Well, you want to keep your options open, so as you look at the pen, both the righty and lefty are up.
Well, the manager's looking ahead at the lineup, making sure that he has all options available to handle this lineup.
Well, they load the bases on the strength of this. Our broadcast of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. I'm Gary Thorne.
Well, they win a great one here today, Gary, and it's all because of the pitching. Outstanding pitching, really leading them to victory.
here we are at that moment where we're going to find an individual performance to recognize our player of the game.
He didn't just shut the door on their bats. He slammed it and nailed it closed. A dominant effort out of the pen that gave them the boost they desperately needed to outlast their inspired opposition.
And, Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm.
It's going to be Taylor. This is the time to be a hero. Team's down, but a hit right here, and you're right back in the ballgame.
Well, no question about that. A hit right here puts them right back in this game. It changes the whole complexion.
And two, a double play. So they pick up 2 hits in the inning, but leave the bases loaded. Atlanta maintaining the advantage. And it's McCann batting. Miami losing last night. They had quite a bit of steam coming into that one. They'd won 4 in a row.
Well, they're playing very consistent baseball right now, and sometimes as a manager, that's all you can expect out of your club.
He doubled and later scored in his last go-around. 2 men on and 2 men out. He delivers. There's a swing and a miss behind 0-1.
That two-seam fastball down and away. It's awfully tough to center that ball. It makes Atlanta with the victory today. They showed up to play, played their kind of baseball, and now a chance to build on some success.
Come to that point where we take a look back and say, who made a difference? Here's our player of the game. Some guys can dominate a game. Today, that went to Mike Minor.
And he had everything working today in this game. Keeping the hitters off balance, that's the way you pitch. His off-speed pitches complementing his fastball, everything was working, and that's why they got him for performances like this. And Gary, that's why we named him our player of the game.
And you don't often get the bats going on the road quite like this. Pretty good offensive attack.
Well, when you're on the road, to have this kind of offense, it takes the hometown crowd out of the game and really helps your chances.
Great day. It's going to be Taylor. Steve, we talk about game-turning situations. This is one of them.
No question about that. Things can change completely right here.
Jurgens gets him to swing and to miss on that strike. Yesterday, the Braves picked up the win. That was the third game of this four-game set here against the Marlins. Towards center field. 2 down. Runners on the move. And the throw. There's one. And they will tag him out at second. They pick up 1 on 3 hits, strand a man. Guardado at the plate. And here's a quick summary of how this guy's mixing up his pitches. How's he doing?
Yeah, the thing about it is he's keeping his team in the game. And aside from a few mistakes he's thrown, he's done a pretty good job of mixing things up.
Yeah, it's been fairly consistent in this game. The variety of pitches has been good. And most importantly, his choice of when to go with a certain pitch has been effective.
It is the last inning. Pitchers staring in a very tight situation.
But Gary, both these guys clearly recognize the magnitude of the
Swung on, line to right field. And that's going to be a base hit. Tying run is on.
Well, good piece of hitting right there. And anytime you get your first hitter of the inning on base, it could set up the potential for a big inning.
Anthony at the plate now. Last AB struck out swinging against Jurgens.
Well, he just locked him up on the 2-seam fastball the last time. He must have been looking for something else. I wonder if he's going to go there again for the strike. Go.
It's been a very successful strikeout pitch for him, Steve. Definitely. Two other batters have also.
Oh, he's trying to steal second. Hit on the ground up the middle. It's picked up. Over to second for one. And two. Double play. How big was that double play? Well, the WPA graph gives us a pretty good idea. McGilberry batting now.
Well, this was an outstanding performance today. I mean, that's good starting pitching right there. He won't be able to finish what he started, but he pitched a heck of a ball game.
He had a single in his last time up. Trying again here, just 1 for 3 thus far. Carlos will grab a bat and hit here. Here's the delivery. It's that breaker through in the second pitch to him. Strike 2.
The hitter has to be protective. We see some impressive stats as he's gone 15 for his last 43. Very early in the month of July, things started to turn around for him.
Hit on the ground. This could be the end of this ball game. And that'll do it, everybody. That's out number 3. This ball game over.
Well, they treated their hometown crowd to a phenomenal pitching performance in this one. A big win on the shoulders of their pitchers.
And we get a moment here to recognize our player of the game. No doubt it was the performance of the day, Jair Jurgen.
You know, a lot of times pitchers get really too hard on themselves, and they're their toughest critic. But I don't think he can find too much to complain about after this effort. Yes, he did give up just the game through for him on the offensive end, and he took care of the rest.
And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and ready for the next one.
Great day for baseball here at 2K Sports. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Gary Thorne with John Crux, Steve Phillips, and our great 2K Sports crew. We wish you a great rest of the day.
The fans are on the edge of their seats, Gary. So am I.
Key moment and one of the game's best here in the last. Last inning, a chance to be the go-ahead run.
Gary, he can't give up a home run right here. He's got to change the speeds. He has to keep the hitter off balance.
A swing and a foul off to the right side. Swing and a miss on the breaker, one down.
Well, you like to see your pitcher strike guys out. You like to see him keep the pitch count down. He did both.
Big smile in the dugout over there. That's a domination. He swings and nails a liner. Now it's 2 down.
There's no justice in this game. When you hit it that hard, you should get a base hit, but he hit it right at the shortstop, and unfortunately, he's back to the dugout.
Bottker at the plate. Had an RBI double his last time. That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. That one's grabbed, side retired. No runs, no hits, nobody across the plate in this half inning, and nobody left on base. We are knotted up in Washington. And if you've just joined us, our broadcast of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. I'm Gary Thorne. And Ramos now will come to the batter's box. Blew up last time. A swing line to left center. And there we go, the winning run on base.
Well, anytime you get your first hitter up in the inning, big things could happen. It opens up a lot of holes in the defense, and it makes it a lot easier to hit for the guys behind you.
And it's Ryan Zimmerman at the plate. And he needs to move over that go-ahead run that's at first.
He's got to do anything he can to advance this runner and get him into scoring position.
They've got the outs to work with. First pitch to him. Squares to bunt, doesn't offer. Ball one. A dive, and he's back in easily. Had the bunt sign on, but he stays away, and it's ball two. He delivers. Thought about bunting late off it, but it's in there, and it's a 2-1 count. He's running. Pulls that one back, and it's 3-1. And he is out trying to take second. He got him. Good pitch to throw on, Steve.
Well, he had the fastball, and it was set up in the right spot. And he had a quick release to gun down the runner.
Swung on line to right center field, and he's on the potential winning run. Get ready. Opposite field hitting. It is a classic piece of baseball.
Especially on that inside pitch. It keeps the defense off guard when you can muscle the inside pitch to right field.
It's going to be Marrero now. He's batting with a possibility that winning run on first base could be his RBI.
Well, with one out, they have to be thinking double play. Give us a ground ball.
Shanahan gets called on to take over the mound duties. They've decided it's time to bring a new arm into this one.
This is where the manager earns his money. Let's see if this move pays off.
Strike started off the at-bat 0-1.
Down, down, down. It's all about location. That breaking ball down in the zone makes it very difficult on the hitter.
Here's the delivery. Inside for a ball, evens the count at 1. Curveball just off the black, and it's 2-1. Fastball on the black. He doesn't get the call, though, and it's 3-1.
Well, a good pitch right there. He tried to get one in on his hands, but he just missed, though, in off the plate. Great pitch.
Oh, there he goes for second. You're out. Swing and a miss. Slider, 2 down. So they pick up a couple of hits in the inning, but do not score. Tied here in Washington. We go to the 10th. Latter third of the lineup coming up. And Mayberry's batting. He's ready to start the 10th inning.
You know, they're losing. A little bit in the defensive department with this change. It may be geared more toward offense. It's just odd to make this move right now.
0-1 the count. We're getting underway in the 10th.
A lot of times when you try to overswing, a lot of times it slows your bat down. That's what happened here. That's why that two-seamer got by him.
Fastball swung out and missed. Struck him out. One away.
Good movement, 89 miles per hour. Hey, Cam shows it to you. You've got to have better plate discipline than that. With 2 strikes, you need to be defensive and try to make contact. But when you get a fastball, you need to read whether it's a strike or not.
And Dillon's in the box. Hasn't had much success yet in this game. He's hoping to get something this time. There's a swing and a liner. And that is in there, the go-ahead run on base. He's going to try to stretch it. And with that right-hander warming up in the bullpen here, I'm not sure quite what they're thinking.
Well, with the left-handed hitter on deck, he's probably getting ready for hitters later in the lineup.
And we're going to see Hanahan here. He's batting now late in this game. Only 1 out.
And the defense looking for the double play ball. The hitter trying to hit one in the gap.
Trying to move that runner around from first. Carlos is going to come on as a pinch hitter. There he goes towards second. Swung on, lined over the first baseman's head. He's going to try for third.
Well, anytime you're sitting on the bench, it's hard to tell what a pitcher's really throwing unless you get in that batter's box. You come off the bench very cold like he was and delivers, that is huge.
And in the batter's box, it's Guzman. And he needs to bring in the go-ahead run from third.
Now the pitcher needs to try to get a ground ball and see if they can't get a double play.
That one is hit well. Bernardina's there. 2 away. Runners on the move. And they tag him close at home. He wanted that run. He didn't get it. They pick up no runs on 2 hits and strand 1. And we're going to see Brown here. Took a called third strike in his last time up. Drove in a run earlier in the game. He's running towards second. Swing, shoots this one towards the gap, right center. And he'll take an extra base on this one. It's rolling towards the wall. He's around third, and he's heading home. Safe at second. He gets in there, plenty of time. And he scores, and the tie is broken. They take the lead. On this win expectancy graph, we can see just how much damage that double has done.
Well, extra innings, you need somebody to step up and win it. That's a clutch at bat right there. Nothing like now putting pressure on the other team, daring them to come back in their bottom half of the inning.
It's going to be Taylor. And at this point in the ball game, you'd love to add some more runs on that board.
Well, just get an insurance run or 2 to protect your relief pitchers when they come into the game.
This could be the put-away run or runs. Here it comes. Swings and misses the slider. 0-1. Here's the pitch. A line drive towards the hole. 1. And there's two as Zimmerman's there to wrap up the double play. Anthony is the batter now. Lined out last time up. Swings and misses at the fastball. 0-1.
He has great movement on his two-seam.
Trying again here. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Now the first pitch. Swings and grounds this one to the right side. Foul. He was a strikeout victim last time through the lineup. 2 men on and 2 men out. And another foul ball. Lined up the middle, and that'll get him aboard there on a roll. Here comes a runner for the plate, and he scores from second base.
When you take the lead, you want to keep adding to it, and they add on some more runs here, making it a little bit easier when they go out in the field to close this one out.
And Dillon's in the box. Base hit his last time. Here's the first pitch. Slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Well, you see that pitch coming in, and it starts at the center of the plate, and all of a sudden, as soon as you start your swing, that's when that slider starts breaking away, gets out of the strike zone away. He can't stop his swing and swings and misses.
Here's a swing and a liner to left center. And again, this lineup right now on fire. And he's in there.
Got to love the approach right there, Gary. Never letting up, going for 2 out of the box.
And a little bit of the element of surprise, I think, Steve, because where that ball landed is not a common area to take an extra base.
You know what? You have to take advantage of opportunities or create opportunities. That's what he did right there.
Sanchez is up now. Well, they've definitely got a rhythm going right now. Each player feeding off the other.
Gary, that was a nice piece of hitting right there. I mean, up by 3 in extra innings. A very nice cushion for your pitcher.
And they'll try and add some more, but you know they're mighty happy right now, Steve. That's a pretty good margin. Michael Morris will come to the dish. He'll grab a bat and hit here. And now Guzman gets it. There's a swing and a smash. That's caught. Side is retired. Probably thinking about the matchups here as we check the bullpen. Left-handers throwing.
Oh, that's right.
Chick in the box. He has a chance here, leading off the bottom of the 11th inning.
I can't blame him for bringing in the pinch hitter right now for the pitcher. They've got to do something to get this offense going and try to get back into the game.
D'Antona called on to do the hurling now. He'll try to close this one out for Miami. Watches the off-speed pitch, ends up 0-1.
Gary, he gets a little over anxious at the plate when the count goes to 0-1. So look for them maybe to expand the strike zone and get him to chase something.
That one bounced in the dirt. He swung. It's a strike. High for a ball. 2-2. The 2-2. Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, 1 down.
This one's right down the middle. He just swung and missed at it. Better check his bat for a hole.
And Desmond is in the batter's box. He bounced out his last time. And the first pitch. Curveball just misses. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that catches the outer half for a strike.
He's painting the black away with that fastball, Gary, hitting his spots and with great velocity.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, can't find the zone. 2-1. Swings and grounds this one foul, wide of third. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a breaking ball. 2 down. Well, here late in the ball game, obviously that is a very big out.
That's a huge out. I tell you, the pitcher came through in the clutch. He needed a strikeout, and he got it.
And Woods batting. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses. 1-0. The 1-0 now. And a fly ball, and this could be it. Taylor's there. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
Well, they picked up a big run in the final inning, Gary, and then held the lead. And the visiting team going home happy.
We take a look at our player of the game, delivering the goods for the ball club in this contest.
You know, sometimes you work so hard to get through the middle of the order that when the bottom of the order comes up, you kind of ease up a little bit, and that's what happened in this game today. He overlooked the fact that the number 7 hitter can really put the ball in play, and when he did, he got a big hit for his team. That's why he's our player of the game.
And, Steve, they're able to put this one away in the record books. It's a good victory.
Hey, anytime you can go on the road and beat another major league team, you've got to consider yourself fortunate.
And we hope you've enjoyed today's 2K sports broadcast of Major League Baseball. For Steve, John, and our it's going to be Taylor. It's the Miami Marlins. Coming off a win, and you love to get that second game in a 3-game series. There now towards the middle. Whoa, get out of the way of that one. Straight back up the middle. And Guzman will score.
not wasting any time here. He jumps all over that first pitch and rips it into center field.
Anthony at the plate now. Steve, let's take a look and see how the pitcher's done today.
You know, you throw that fastball down, the hitter's got to go down and get it. And because he's changed their eye level, they just can't get down far enough. A lot of ground ball out.
That one's grabbed. Side retired. So they pick up a run on two. And if you just joined us, our broadcast of Major League Baseball on 2K Sports with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. I'm Gary Thorne. It's going to be Ward. Grounded out his last time through. And leading off the sixth inning. We started with a 1-0 count.
He took a look at ball one, and I think right now his tendency is to not swing at this pitch either. I think you've got to throw him a strike right here.
Little warm-up action going in the bullpen. That's a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, they're going to wait for the right-handed hitter on deck to get announced, and then they'll probably make the move to the pen.
Anahan will be their new pitcher. He's brought in to take over for the Marlins. Line towards third and foul. Curveball in there for a called strike three.
Well, his curveball just drops right off the table. The hitter thought he had a beat on it, then he gave up as it breaks into the strike zone.
Here the team's piling up the long balls, courtesy of State Farm. Number 1, the Brewers. Second, the Reds. Third spot, Giants. Fourth, the Marlins. And number 5, the Phillies rounded out.
Two of the better home run hitting teams in baseball, so it's going to be critical to keep the ball down in the zone. The team that wins may be the one that keeps it in the ballpark.
Here's the pitch. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pence needs to protect the strike zone.
They've got to have some confidence in this one. 3 hits in the game last night. Must be seeing the ball well.
And that one sails by Hunter Pence. Catches him looking. Strike 3.
K-Cam shows 85 miles per hour on the velocity and not much movement at all.
You see it right across the inside portion of the plate, and the batter just froze. Not too much he could have done with that one. An excellent pitch.
And not very happy about that one either. You'll have to be careful about keeping those emotions in check. And a shot here for Chase Utley with 2 down. And Steve, his name appears when you're looking at Charlie Manuel's designs for offense. And the first pitch. That one fouled off by Utley. Here's the pitch. Yeah, with 2 strikes on him now, Utley needs to protect, just make contact.
So he throws the breaking ball down and in for a strike right there. Even if the hitter puts it in play, it tends to be a ground ball out.
Oh, and that one runs in and gets him.
Now, sometimes that fastball just runs in on you and you can't get out of the way. He couldn't get out of the way there.
And Gammel's in the box.
Gary, we saw that hitter get hit with the pitch right there. It's just a mechanical issue. He'll get that ironed out a little bit, but I don't think it's intentional, certainly. But, Gary, when you're trailing, you don't want to run into outs, but they have good speed now at first base. It may not be a bad idea to try to steal and get a runner in scoring position.
That swung on, hit on the ground. And Guzman picks it out. Throw in time, forces him at second for the 3rd out. So they can't push across any runs. They've been shut out through the first 6. Still unable to score. Philadelphia still 0. Bottker gets a shot here. And moment here to see how this pitcher has been mixing up his pitches.
I mean, the one thing you notice comparing to his normal trends, he's definitely throwing that four.
He's going to get things going here. Home half, 7th inning. Carlos is going to come on as a pinch hitter.
As the pinch hitter comes into the game now, it officially closes the book on this guy's day.
There's a swing and a drive deep to left field. Brown's there as he drops back and puts it away. We take a look at the Eastern Division standings on the State Farm standing board as we head into the dog days of summer. First place, the Marlins. Second place, the Phillies. In third place, it's the Braves. Nationals in fourth place. And down in last place, the Mets. And in the batter's box, it's Guzman. Still without a hit yet in the game. He'll get another chance here. Chases that first pitch. Starts off with a strike.
Well, that's some kind of pitch, and you set up the target on the outside corner, and he paints the black with it. Awfully tough when you have that kind of location. Boy, he's had a sweet swing lately over the last few games with 7 hits in his last 20 at-bats.
And they just...
Here's a swing and a liner to left center. That is in. It's going to bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, what an at-bat right there. You know, you're talking about a guy coming off the bench cold. It's one of the toughest things to do in all of baseball. He made it look easy.
It's going to be Ward. Took a called third strike in his last time up. And that's not the usual role. You take a look at a starter who now is warming up in the bullpen.
It is rather unusual to see a starting pitcher warming up like this, unless he's just getting some work in between starts. Or maybe they've demoted him, changed his role, and they need him in relief.
Good downward action there, and it's 1-2.
Now, Gary's a pitcher ahead in the count right now, 1-2. You can afford to waste a pitch or two to see if you can't get him to hit one of your pitches.
And he watches the outside pitch from Sanchez for a ball.
When you throw a breaking ball like this, you want to start it on the corner and break it off the zone, trying to get the hitter to chase. The hitter didn't take the bait here.
The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away. Ball. And on a full count, that misses ball 4. The potential tying run on base.
Well, that's what you want to do. You want to have quality bats, get that pitch count up. And I tell you what, he worked this pitcher. It's going to be tough for him to get this next hitter out after working that walk on so many pitches.
Bases are loaded and nobody out. First pitch on the way to Pence. Hit foul off the bat of Pence. Foul! There's a ground ball, and he's got it now. He scores in there ahead of the throw. Just made it home.
Well, with 1 run already across the board and nobody out, this has the potential of being a really big inning. Let's see if they can string some hits together.
And Chase Utley to bat. And a golden opportunity late hit in the air to center field. 1 away. These are the pitching staffs who have sent batters back the most often. We look at our State Farm leaderboard. Number 1, the Phillies. The Marlins in second. In third, the Padres. Fourth, the Reds. And it's the D-backs. They are 5th.
Well, you have a chance to see a ton of strikeouts in this game. Both teams over the last 10 days have been punching guys out on a regular basis. Look for double-digit strike.
Ground ball, Gamble. He picks it up over to second for 1. And Davis will get the double play. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, and they leave a couple. The Phillies trying to get back into contention in this one. And Ike Davis to lead it off. He singled his last trip. And Kyle Kendrick is the pitcher. He's been chosen to take over out there. Sinker swung on, missed, 0-1. Here it comes. Good hard sinker. Swung on and missed, 0-2. And Jeff Neiman is the pitcher. He'll try to close this one out for Miami. First pitch on the way. Foul! It's fouled off. Liner towards the hole, and Davis pulls it in.
Defensively, you got one out here in the ninth inning, and you want to make a play. Just get an out. You will trade a run for an out here with a 2-run lead.
And we're going to see Brown here. Last time up, flew out. Here's the pitch. First pitch is a splitter in there, 0-1.
Well, that split finger down and in right there. He takes it for a strike, and if he swings at it, he might be limping around the batter's box. He'd hit it off his foot.
Dominic Brown, he looks at that one. It's a ball, and it's an even count. There's a swing and a ground ball. And he's out at first. Good hustle by the pitcher getting off the mound.
That's a good heads-up play. You know, you have to know the hitter and his speed. Don't hesitate. Get over and beat him to the bag. But it's their hope is dwindling right now. Down by 2, 1 out left to play with, and they're going to have to try to come up with some big hits right here to try to win this one, Gary.
Here's a fly ball. Could be it. That's the last out. This ball game is now over.
A lot of fun to call this game. Enjoyable play on the field. The Marlins pulling out a win in a very good ball game.
Yeah, we like to recognize outstanding performances in our game, so let's do it right now with our Player of the Game award. Josh Johnson really pitched well today.
Well, great starting pitching usually leads to wins for your team, and he came through with a great one in this one. And that's basically the definition of what it takes to become the player of the game.
And Steve, that ought to send these folks home happy.
Oh, no question about it. They get the win in a close game, a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, and ready for the next one.
This is Gary.